Hey, what's up? This is your girl Diamond. So this is a video response to your boy Nunu. Him and I don't know the other boy's name did a video, and they are having a discussion about not being born gay and being born gay. One says he was, and one says he is not born gay, and the controversy of that statement. And I thought it was a wonderful discussion, and I wanted to add my 2 cents into the discussion. Alrighty, and then I'm going to ask Nunu a question at the end, and hopefully he will give me a response. Alright? Alrighty, so I have a degree in psychology, and anybody who has been in a field where they're studying like sociology, psychology, psychiatry, any field like that where you are studying the human behavior, one of the things that is reoccurring in your study is the nature versus nurture debate. Nature being, when it comes to behavior, nature being what you are genetically predisposed to do, your behavior, whatever is in your genes to say, this is what I do, what I'm born with, my temperament, whatever it is that I'm born with that's in my body that my mom and dad gave me from the womb to do. The nurture is what the environment lends itself for me to do, what my environment taught me to do, what my environment forced me to do, or what my environment nurtured me to do. Okay, so it's always been a nature versus nurture debate when you are studying these types of issues. And I've always had a problem with this in my studies because I have always, and I still feel this way, that I don't understand why does it have to be nature versus nurture? Why can't it be nature and nurture? Now let me explain that. I personally believe that there are people who are, let's take it to the gay subject. I believe there are people who are naturally gay. Those little boys or little girls that you see that just have like when you see a little boy, he's like 2 or 3 or 4, and your mind immediately says, he's gonna be gay when you get older. There's been boys I've seen like that where I'm like, and they nowhere near in the sex range. They're like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you like, I just sense it because there's a natural, innate something in them that is feminine, that is you just clock it. And then I believe that there are people who are nurtured gay, circumstantial gay, people who were molested at a young age and their mind was warped and changed them into thinking that they're gay. Or they had a circumstance with their peers. They weren't molested by an adult, because a lot of times you feel like, a lot of times you think, when you think about molestation, you think about, some man violating a child. But sometimes it's peers. It's like they're the same age and they are playing, and they're playing house, and they're in a tree house, and they're doing kid things, but they are doing adult things too, because that's just naturally or whatever that they do. And they could be teaching your children something and you're not suspecting it because you're worried about a grown person molesting them when it could just be their child and they're experimenting. They're 2 children. I know that's how I was when I was little. It was me and my peers was playing with each other's pee-pees. So it could be the circumstances that lend their mind, their environment, that lends their mind to think that they are homosexual. I've always felt that it could be both. I felt like there could be somebody who's naturally gay, and then their environment lends them to be free as a bird. and do what they want to do. And then there's some people who, it's so many things that everybody has a level, like a different level of which one influences their behavior more. Like if let's take Down syndrome. Everybody knows what Down syndrome is, well I hope you do. When you have something that strong, that genetically strong syndrome, that affects that being having those chromosomes to be Down syndrome, that affects so much of your life, your thoughts, your how you interact with the world, that your environment has very little to affect those chromosomes. It's very how your life, your behavior goes. Because you have Down syndrome, your environment is gonna have a hard time to counteract that. Okay, think about that. Whereas, if you don't have any kind of syndrome like that, your environment has a stronger, more potential to affect you. You feel what I'm saying? Like if you have the gene to be gay and your environment says, don't be gay, no, then your natural inclination is to be gay. You're natural. But your environment says, no, 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 no. So you immediately shut that down and close it, and you become this closet, undercover, down low man, or this closet, married cross-dresser, dressing up late nights at his office when nobody is watching. Or you could be a person who is naturally inclined to be straight, and your environment says, when you're a little teenager and you're developing your inclination to be straight, and then something happens where you're involved with a homosexual, and you experiment just being a naive child, and you like it. And because you physically like the experience, you continue trying it and doing it until you grow up and you say, ooh, I like this. This is bomb, so now I'm gay. And then you might play with a woman later on. You feel what I'm saying? Because you had that natural inclination to be heterosexual. But because your experiences in your environment lends itself to be gay, you decided to explore that avenue more so than somebody else. That's how I think of it. I think that there are people who are naturally inclined to be whatever they're going to be, and the environment plays a part. And it's just a constant balancing out of how much each side, the nature and the environment, affects how your life is going to turn out. So anyway, my question to you, Nunu, and anybody else that feels that you were not born gay, and these other points. Nunu, I'm asking you because me and you have something similar. We grew up in the church, and we believe in God, and we believe in the Christian faith. Okay? And so we know how they stand when it comes to homosexuality. Coming from my background in church, my prayer and my being answered of my prayers, for me, he opened up information to me to understand that how my life has gone is natural. And this is what his purpose for me was, to be what I am. So I don't feel it's wrong. I don't feel that it's wrong at all. So I have no... I'm okay with God in a sense. I know his purpose for me. So, but I never understood why people, who believe that it is wrong, who agree with what people are saying about homosexuality not being godlike, why do they still do it? If you feel that it is wrong and you feel that you were not born this way and you were molested, I seen your molestation video, it made me cry. I want to know, why have you not went to counseling and really tried to undo the warped mentality that molester caused you to have? Think about it. Think about that. Let's compare. This person who molested you was just a man, and he had the power to change the whole direction of your life by violating and molesting you. If you add the power of God to that, God is way on a whole nother level than that simple man. So if you add the power of God, he can just turn you around into the right direction, out of this lifestyle, out of that wrongness, out of that reprobated mind, out of this homosexual abyss. He can do that if you believe in God and you believe that this is wrong. Then you gotta believe in the power of God to change that. And he can. Just like that man molested you, changed you, the power of God can change you and take you to a whole different level. You just gotta give him a chance to do it. Don't stay blind to the fact. And you're not blind to it if you feel like you weren't born this way and you know that this man was wrong and warped your mind and took away your innocence and took away your purpose as a man. If you know this, then you got to know that the power of God can change you around. And I think you owe it to yourself to explore that. But that's why I want to ask you, why haven't you done that?